Good day. It is Thursday, and I took an extra day off today. My wife's off, so I figured, why let her have all the fun? I can ruin her day off by her having to look at my ugly mug. So I thought I would get out here. I'm not sure if there's much I'm going to see down here, but just get out here and have a look at what's in this area just north west of home. It's a balmy 5 degrees right now, so this is what, third spring, I guess? I'll take it, even though I think we're all going to burst into flames because of the warm temperatures. So out in front of me here is Big Lake. We've been around here before. Lois Hole Park is off that way. I'm not sure what this area is, if it's public land. I think there's a pump house down there, so I'll just give it a shot. Give you the usual mundane man view of the area. Not really much in the way of a real trail here, and this warm weather has kind of made this road a little slippy. I did bring my crampons, but my left foot's still bugging me today. It's been like a week now. I may have to go to my chiropractor and get him to, he does all kinds of, I don't know, sonar, what other devices that he spent a lot of money on that assumably work. So I may have to get that checked because it usually doesn't hang on this long. A little bit breezy today, so it always makes me feel like somebody's following me. So I hear noises behind me. I don't know how much of a walk this will be down here, but no matter what, we can always go up and walk the acreages above. There's a guy out there. I don't know if I'll be able to catch him, but he's windsurfing. Well, there's a couple people out there windsurfing. Good day for it with enough of a breeze. Hope that lake is solid enough. That being said, though, that water isn't very deep. We've kayaked. I don't know if we kayaked this far down, but not very deep. Okay, this is the Capital Region Sewage Commission. What a job. Parkland sewage lift station, so anything flowing from up there is coming into here, and hopefully what they're dumping out there is clean. So I'm not going to get any further down this way. I don't think there's a trail into the trees, so this was a bit of a bust from a country walk. Despite what you're dealing with in that building, this would be a nice secluded place to work. Unfortunately, in that job you get to see the worst that comes out of people. They say we're supposed to get some snow and some rain today. Not sure what order that'll come in. You never know this time of year. The old question of why do we live here comes up all the time. Well, this is where we built our lives out of necessity, and because of our parents, where they settled. It's too bad they didn't settle somewhere nicer where you would have been used to the changes in the cost of living. My mom came over from England in the mid 1950s with her mom and dad and brothers, and they ended up settling mostly in the Fraser Valley in British Columbia, because from where they were from in Cornwall, England, the climate there was pretty much the same as was they were used to in England. My dad grew up in New Westminster, and that's obviously how they met. They met at Eaton's. I think she was in the typesetting department and he was on floor sales or something like that. And then he started working for Gulf Oil, and they transferred him to Calgary. So that's how we all ended up growing up in Calgary. My two older sisters probably have some memory of living in that area. That area being Burnaby, I think, is where they were kind of residing. That's where Grandma and Granddad were residing anyways, was in Burnaby for a bit. My grandfather was always a wheeler dealer, but also a bus driver in that time period too. So he drove bus in Vancouver or New Westminster. So that's their origin. It was the move to Calgary that got me in Alberta, purely out of birthright. And from a living perspective, never left Alberta. Grew up in Calgary till I was 19, and then moved to Edmonton. When I was 19, 18, graduated from high school, not really knowing what I wanted to do. There was no real, it was such a recession in Alberta, especially in Calgary then, with being an oil city. So really dependent on commodity costs. So there was a tough time getting jobs beyond the retail. I was pumping gas. My intent was to become a mechanic, but then working in the gas station, I discovered I don't like to be dirty. Not every day, anyways. So I ended up moving to Edmonton, mainly for a girl who I'm now married to, but also change of venue, if you will. And a friend of mine worked at the university and got me a job as a control clerk, which basically means you were running printers and doing computer inputs such as cards and stuff like that. We're going way back here. And that's how I ended up in Edmonton. And you know, you build a life in a place and it's just hard to get up and go. When I was 18, 19, that probably would have been the time to do that. I always did like the Okanagan and Kelowna, but didn't take the plunge and move out there. Okay, we're back at the Jeep. I'm gonna walk this acreage area, but I don't think I'm gonna leave the car there. Just want to find somewhere to park in here where I won't get the neighborhood nosy Nate chat group going. I know I was getting ready to walk back there, and a guy in his Porsche came along and he kind of stopped 20 feet into the neighborhood and was watching me. So, you know, people's hackles get up when there's somebody new in town. Okay, I came to the very northwest part of the neighborhood, so I'll just walk through here. This is called Lakeshore Estates. I guess it being a proper walk, I'm obligated to take every crescent. He's got a nice old style gas pump on his property there. Must be a replica though. I don't know if those things go for thousands of dollars if they're real and properly restored. Fairly quiet out here. However, you can still hear a lot of the highway in the background. I'm not sure if you... Normally you could walk through there. Well, maybe I'll give it a try. See how snowy it is. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Other people have done it. Not too many people walk in this park this time of year. And whoever made this trail looks like they live there. I don't want to be traipsing on their property, so I will follow where the gate is. sure the neighborhood nannies have got their neighborhood group text all in a fire. Anybody see that guy in the blue plaid jacket and the black hat? Does anyone know him? I do not believe that that is a good thing, that people in your neighborhood watch that closely. Kind of a breach of privacy to me. Okay, this was, again, not one of my best ideas. And now my socks are good and wet. Oh well. Fairly mature neighborhood, this Lakeland Estates. I've seen a few houses that have been upgraded, or refinished, if you will. Like this one here, I think probably just had a re-stucco job done on it. Brings it a little bit, and new windows too, kind of brings it more into current times. And then you get houses like this that are, you know, almost original, I guess. So as people drive by, I just wave at them like I belong here. Keeps the chatter down. Wind is picking up a bit. Might be starting to bring in that cold weather. City is slowly catching up to them though. All those houses over there, I think, are within city limits. Now, is this a walking trail? I wonder if this one takes me back to where the power lines were. Oh well. People have been out here more so than anywhere else, so let's give it a shot. I'll have to say though, only me and a couple deer have been out here lately. You know, the stick is stripped. What kind of animal do you think's doing that? Some dirty rodent, probably. I know, all the creatures of the earth have a purpose. But really, do they need to have one? Don't know what that is. Looks like somebody's above ground garden. These look like fair-sized lots over here. Probably a couple acres, I would assume. Nice little ravine down there. But look at the tracks, that seems to be where the deer hang out. All these little side trails all seem to be deer prints. It's probably pretty sloppy in here in the spring. It already feels kind of wet underneath my feet. There are deer in the trees there, but they caught wind of me and started running away. Making them nervous, I guess. Well, I may have come to the end of the line of this clearing. Yeah, I may have to turn around and go back, I guess. Unless that spike is a property line. I think it is. Let's keep going. That way appears to go into their yard. Somebody or something has made a trail through here, so let's give it a shot. This is still kind of the utility right away. The wires are above me, so I don't think I'm traipsing across anybody's property, but I think I'm going to end up having to backtrack, I think. Yeah, I know stupid humans have come through here, so it's all deer tracks. Okay, well, let's go back where we came from. A day of discovery. This is a guy that says, I know where my property line is. Keep off. Understood. Keeping off. This was a little less fun than I thought it would be. Keeps the heart rate up though. That looks like a little deer nest there. Or as my friend would say, maybe that's where Bigfoot is sleeping. Was that a Sasquatch nest? You tell me. Well, that was a side quest I don't know if I needed to take. Back out on the main road here. It's only a 50-kilometer-an-hour road if people are following the speed limit, but this is where a lot of the older houses are too. They look like 1960s or maybe 1970s houses. Okay, I thought I'd have to walk down to those gates where I started my walk. This is kind of a nice view. Big lake over there. All of this poised for development. Residential, that is. I do have concerns about the urban sprawl in our area. Kind of takes away from nice open spaces. But we've seen significant growth in this this part of the world in Alberta. But I think I'm gonna have to get back to the car pretty soon. My foot is not getting any better with the walk it off method. I'm not sure if it's from the runoff or what, but the wind coming from the north like this, bringing in a bit of a sewage smell. Could be storm sewers venting, but don't forget there was that sewage treatment plant down below. That would get to be a tiresome smell every day if it happened like that. Another fairly unused path there. Probably takes you over to that playground. Somebody needs a new Edmonton Elks flag. Oh, I have trouble saying that, Edmonton Elks. There was nothing wrong with the name before. A bunch of do-gooders changing names for no real reason. I mentioned that I took an extra day off today to, annoy my wife, not let her enjoy her day off, her extra day off. But anyways, I thought, well, today I'm going to practice what a day in the life of being retired would be like. So I ended up getting up about 7:30, which is sleeping in for a work day, and had my cup of hot water and my heartburn pill, and then proceeded to watch stupid TikTok videos for an hour and a half. So I don't know if that's going to be retired life. I had my protein shake like I would normally would on a work day, and then some toast, and started editing some video, and before you know it, here it is. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon before I'm working. So I'm not so sure that's a representation of what a day in the life of being retired is going to be. So I don't know if any of you are retired now. How did you get into a new routine? Or did you start practicing before you retired, or you just retired and then figured it out from there? Because something tells me that's how I'm gonna have to do it. Lots of deer tracks around here, so this time of year they must be hiding in the trees or down in the ravine there towards the lake. Okay, well, there's the Jeep. Let's see how we did today. Yeah, certainly wasn't a long distance walk today. 4.89 kilometers in an hour and 10 minutes, so a little off my pace, but crashing through the deep snow over there was probably half the problem. And 8,300 steps, so it was a day. I wouldn't say it was the greatest walk. My foot was causing me grief, so I cut it kind of short, but here we are. Until the next one.